Today's date is May 5th, 2008. Time is approximately 23:18 hours. His name is Detective Neil Livingston with the Horry County Police Department. We were earlier at the detention center speaking with Sherry Engel. Ms. Engel, we were here, and I believe before we left, you had mentioned that you wanted to make sure that communication was left open with myself and Detective Hoss, that if you wanted to reinitiate or talk to us, that would be available to you. Since we left, we haven't been gone a short period of time. The facility here has made us aware that you asked us to come back. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Here is the Miranda rights from the interview we conducted a short time ago. Those same rights apply.
Okay.
You understood those rights previously, correct?
Yes.
It's the same form you see where you initialed and you signed.
Yes, sir.
You say you still understand these rights?
Yes.
And you still willing to talk to us?
Yes.
Okay. Why is it that you asked that we would come back? Has something changed or something else that you wanted to say?
Tell you what happened.
Okay.
Tell you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Okay. That's all we want.
I don't have the exact dates or times and everything, but approximately, this is May. March. Tim kept pushing me to leave my husband and everything. I wouldn't, and I didn't want to leave my husband. I loved my husband. And he thought it was awful because of the way that my husband treated me, being the European style person he was, being Dutch. Since October of last year, he had worked at home, and I would take his breakfast up to him and serve him breakfast, coffee, go get the dishes, bring them down, take his lunch up to him. Timmy thought this was awful that I'd done this for him. And I kept telling him it wasn't bad. It was a wife's duty. And he said, I can't handle the way that he treats you. He treats you like a slave. No, I didn't feel like he treated me like a slave. So he kept on, and I kept sort of pushing him away, and trying to see him less and talk to him less, and telling him, you know, it's not the right thing to do. I wasn't raised like that. I know he wasn't raised like that, even though we both had bad childhoods. But anyway, he just got me to the point that I just broke. I said, well, just go ahead and do it if you want to do it.
You got any idea what time period that was, time frame? Was it still in March or was it in April?
It was in April. It was that very day. That very day, March, April the 21st.
Okay. You said go ahead and do it. What do you mean by that?
There wasn't no stopping him.
I mean, what did
he say? He said, I'm going to do it for you, and I'm going to do it for me, and I'm going to do it for us.
When you say do it, though, I mean, what do you mean?
I didn't know at the time what he meant, sir, but now I do. He shot my husband. He walked up behind him at the post box. He told me down at my brother Bobby Carmen's. I went out and asked him, and also in the records you need to check after I've been to Bobby's, that I called him one night when I was in the trailer and he was in my brother's house. And I don't know how long the call lasted, but he said I was very angry. And I told him that you have killed my husband. You've killed my husband. And the next night he said, I've turned my phone off. I don't want to listen to your shit.
You were here at that point?
I was in the trailer down there by Bobby's, and Tim was in Bobby's house.
Okay. How many days had you been back here when that occurred?
Honey, that was just probably 2 days, 3 days.
So you guys got back on Saturday, so that was probably Monday or Tuesday?
Monday, Tuesday. Mm-hmm. It was after the funeral and everything. It was after Tim had come down here to stay. So, like I said, I don't know the time periods or anything.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Bobby and them could probably help you with it. Selena could help you with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also find it on my phone where I did call him. He said about like 1:30 in the morning or something, and I told him that you killed my husband. I can't believe you done. He said, I did it for you, and I did it for me, and I did it for us. But I said, you killed my husband. Then the next night, sitting down on the porch, he kept coming out to me, and I was very cold toward him. He said, are you angry with me? And I said, well, yes, you killed my husband. Well, I thought that's what you wanted me to do. I said, I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't tell you to kill my husband. And then he sat down there and continued to tell me how he did it. He said that he parked the truck up, like my back porch is back here.
Mm-hmm.
You all been there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in the parking area right here?
Yes, ma'am.
He said he parked his truck there and walked down there. He said when Fred got to the box, apparently mailing a letter, which I didn't know that he was mailing a letter until after Tim had told me this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he said, I said, he didn't hear you? He said, no. He said, I said, what'd you do? How'd you do it? What did you do? He said, shh, you're getting too loud. I said, tell me how you did this to him.
Take your time.
He said, I hid in the bushes, and when he come up there and he was facing the mailboxes, he said, he walked up and stuck the gun to the back of his head and shot him. And then he just some kind of rope or something, a white thing, and drug him out in the woods.
Okay. Get your breath now.
Oh, God, help me. Oh,
Deep
Jesus.
breath, Sherry. Deep breath.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I was wrong.
Sure.
I'm so
Sure.
sorry.
Listen to me. Listen.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry, Lord. Forgive me, Father. I sinned.
Sure.
I hear you, Neil.
Okay.
I'm fine.
I'm not asking you to find. There's something still wrong. You still got all the phone calls back and forth between you. Tim wouldn't have pulled up, gone to the mailbox, and waited that night without knowing that Fred was going to come out. Someone had to have been in the house to get Fred to come out and say, go pay a bill or check the mail.
He was going to go. He was going to go mail them.
Let him finish.
Tim didn't come out every night that week and just sit there and wait and take a chance for Fred to come out. It didn't happen that way, hon. You were involved.
Yes, I was
those phone
involved.
calls were still involved. You had to have communicated with him and said that he's coming.
I did.
Okay. You had Fred go to that mailbox, either check the mail or pay a bill.
No.
Did you call him when he left on his own and say he's on the way, or? You come across a part of the truth. We need all of it.
I think so, yes.
You think so? What?
Yes.
Guess what?
Yes, I did call him.
Called Tim.
Yes.
And said what? Remember one
He's
day-
leaving.
Okay. To go to the mailbox.
I didn't say that. I just
Okay,
said
good.
he's leaving.
But Tim had to have known
He probably, yeah.
that he didn't come out the night before and just wait, and he wasn't planning to come the next night.
No, but he
That
would
night-
drive. He would drive by and stuff like
That
that.
was the night that had been planned, especially if you're getting ready to go on a trip the next day.
That very night, that very day was when it was planned. And
Okay. When did y'all plan to do it that night?
I actually didn't plan it. I didn't really think that he would do it.
Okay. When did you discuss it and say it may happen?
On them phone calls that you have on the paper.
Okay, so the calls that you said that you were under medication and you don't remember, you did place those calls, and that was
I
just
placed them vaguely and remember them vaguely.
Okay.
I'm guilty.
You called him. Okay.
You're doing what you need to do.
I'm guilty.
I mean, but you called us back and it was a little bit off. We're just trying to make sure
I'm
that
guilty.
we're 100%.
Well, we also have to solidify our case with Tim. I mean, he may not talk to us the way you are, so we got to be sure we have every detail just as spotless as it can be to go head on with him about it. Because he hasn't been honest with us.
I told him to go ahead and do what he wanted to do. He was going to do it anyway.
I'm
That's
going
what
to
I
jump
told him.
away from it. We're
Okay.
going to come back.
All right.
Speaking of Tim, did you tell him to be forgetful, or is he naturally that way?
He's naturally that way.
So if he was to tell us he don't remember anything,
He
as
blocks
happened,
things out. He has ever since I knew him. He has done it since he was a child when his mother was stabbed. His sister had done some molestation to him, and she finally admitted it to him, and he had blocked it out until she had told him about it.
what's it take?
Things like that.
What's it take to bring something back to him?
To him?
If he blocks it out.
Bring him in here.
No, we can't do that. We can't bring him here with you.
Okay. That night.
That's how you can get him to talk. I can tell him.
Yeah, I understand.
That night.
I'm not going to lie anymore. I just can't lie.
Let's
Jesus,
go back
help
over.
me.
We're not going the whole story or anything. Let's
Just
that night, the calls that we talked about,
yes.
that you looked at, you
Yes.
made some of those calls that.
But he had called me earlier, I think, and on that sheet. Will you get it out and see when the first call started that day?
Well, I
Or-
only took it from after the sun went down just to save
Okay.
space. I've got them at our office.
Okay.
But
I'm just saying you need to relate back to that because
Well, there were so
I
many during
have
the
my-
course of that day.
is your glasses very strong? Because I didn't bring mine.
you welcome.
Can I wear it?
Well, you see, I started, it actually goes backwards. It starts at 8:46 and goes to 6:47 the next morning, but it's not going to have anything before 8:46 tonight, the 21st.
That's pretty much.
There you
That-
talked to him for 745 seconds. The next one was 216 seconds, 132 seconds, 46 seconds, 34 seconds. Then there was voicemail
Okay,
calls.
this right here was,
This was at-
probably the primary right here.
Okay, that was at 8:46 p.m.
Pretty much, or maybe a little earlier. You might have to go with the other.
there were more.
Go
I
down
tried
a
to
little
get in
bit.
the area with the most
But
concentration.
But
as
so-
they go a little bit more here and go up less, that's when it was going.
So the calls that were about taking care of Fred, doing something to cause harm to him, correct? Correct? You're talking to Tim about,
Yeah, but the earlier
You said the
calls,
primary call. What did you mean by the primary
these
call?
primary calls, it's not on here.
Which would have been primary
Him
calls?
calling when he was calling me and telling me what he's going to do and what he wasn't going to do and this and me trying to talk to him. There wasn't any talking to him then. And then when he did call and I had a long conversation with him, which I don't know how long this is, I said, go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. You're going to do it anyway someday anyway.
what
what
was
I
his
said.
plans after that happened to Fred? Was he talking like marriage?
He wanted to come to my house.
Afterwards?
Yes, sir.
What did he tell
He wanted to come to my house, in my house. I said, are you crazy?
Where did he go after he did that?
I have no idea.
Did he call you after he done it though?
Not for a while, I don't believe.
Well,
I don't know for sure.
Right, well,
I can't
just like we said
tell.
before,
Okay,
you called him at 5 after 11. That was
okay.
real short. He said
Okay.
he's leaving. He called you back
At what time?
11:42, which is about, not quite.
That was when
30
it was
minutes.
done.
Right. He called you to say it was done. It was 192 seconds. So 11:42, he called back. What did he say on that call? Did he?
I'm done.
That's all he said? Because, it was like
See,
a 3-minute call,
let me see.
4-minute call.
Let me take a minute, okay?
Okay.
He was out of breath. He was really out of breath.
hmm
And I was having a hard time understanding him. And he said, I'm done. I'm in my truck, going down the road, or something on the order of that. It's over. It's done. Just
He didn't
on
give
and
you
on.
specific detail. He just
Not until we were sitting on the porch, and he just sit there on my brother's porch and told me.
He said he shot him? Is that what you're saying?
He probably.
He bought a rifle
Okay.
from a guy at the what is it, the name of the motel he was staying at?
Value place.
Okay, he bought a rifle, a small caliber rifle, he said, from a guy there for $40. And he stuck it to the back of his head and pulled the trigger.
Wow.
And he said that Fred fell and hit the concrete. And that's when he took the rope, put it around his neck, and drug him off.
You say where he got the rope from? You say where he got the rope from?
No, I don't know.
Without telling you too much, I don't want to tell you everything. Some of that's not matching up. I'm not saying it's not how it happened. I mean, it doesn't sound.
I'm just telling you what he told me.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. I'm telling you all what he told me.
Most of what he told you is right, but there's a little small.
Was my husband shot? Nobody's told me.
Well, that's part of our issue.
Huh?
That's part of our issue.
Oh my God, that's what he told me. As God is my witness on my children's life, grandchildren's life. He said he came up behind him and he was right behind him and the gun was touching the back of his head or neck or whatever back
But
here.
why did Fred go to the mailbox to begin with? I missed something back there.
All I can figure out is I didn't know that he was going to mail the medical insurance.
But you understand what I'm saying? If Tim,
Yeah.
Tim, why is Tim there? How did he know
Because I
Fred?
told him.
Did you tell Fred to go mail something?
No, I did not tell Fred to go mail anything.
How was it going if you weren't going to send him out? You're just hoping he was going to go out?
Well, I knew that we weren't going to be back May the 1st.
Right.
And his medical insurance was due before then. And he wanted to sleep in the next morning and not have to get up too early. And that's what I took that he had mailed. That's why I had took that he had went down and mailed. And when I found like I said, the checkbook that had the 2 checks in it, like I said, I didn't know about the revenue check. And this one for the insurance was dated and everything. I'm just...
I mean, and tell me, be quiet, Neil. I mean, that's fine. But I'm still find it hard for Tim just to pull up and
But
take a
he
chance.
said he didn't. He said he parked behind
Well,
the parking
wherever
area.
he went, I just find it hard to believe he went up there and it just so happened that Fred went to the mailbox.
Honey, I did tell him.
Did
You
you
said
I-
the primary call, Sherry, the one you said was the primary call for Tim to
Yes.
know that Fred was leaving
Yes,
the
sir.
house.
Yes, sir.
Now,
You're
are you
clarifying that, yes.
right? I just
Because
want to make sure
I'm
that
not
I understand
understanding
that.
everything now, but if y'all clarify
Did he
things.
suggest that you tell Fred to go to the mailbox or something to get him out of the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That's what we're having a hard time understanding.
Yes.
So he said,
Get him go to the mailbox somehow.
So then you asked him to go pay the bill.
No, I asked him to go get the mail.
Okay.
Okay. You just didn't know he was mailing something?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay.
Not until I found the checkbook
but
with
you,
the 500 and whatever amount of dollars it was for his medical insurance premium.
So after you knew that Fred had been hurt, do you believe that he's been killed by Tim? Is when
He told me he had killed him.
Okay, so after he told you that he had killed him,
Yes.
is when you went and started knocking on neighbors' doors and asked them for help?
I never left the house or anything until I went over to the neighbor's door and asked for help.
But when you asked for help, you already knew that Fred was laying in the woods deceased.
I didn't know that he was in the woods. He didn't
You
tell.
knew that
I
Tim
knew
had
that
killed him.
Tim said he had killed him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you went for help, acting as
Yeah.
though he was missing. But you knew it was down by the mailbox, because that's why
Yes.
you had
Yes.
the neighbors go there.
Yes.
And when he didn't find it and come back, you got in the car to go help him and make sure he found it. So the going to the car and saying that you saw that the mailbox keys were missing, that's why you thought to go to the mailbox. It wasn't. It was because you already knew
Yes.
that Tim was down.
Yes.
And that's,
But I didn't know that he, I didn't, if he was parked down there, I didn't know that because he told me he parked
Well,
behind where our screened-in porches is at.
he had parked there at some point that night, but he
Okay.
wasn't there right then.
he could've-
Okay, but
could've
he
moved.
didn't, he told me that on Bobby's porch, that he parked up, he said, behind where the screened-in porches are. He parked there, but he never told me any details of anything else of how he got down there or nothing. He just told me what happened.
That's all we were saying earlier. When we
Okay.
talked for 2 hours, it just didn't make
I'm
sense,
guilty.
those phone calls.
I'm guilty. I'm sorry.
Did you promise him
No,
to
sir,
get
I
married
did not.
afterwards?
No,
did you
sir,
say
I
you're getting
didn't.
any money?
No, sir.
He just
So-
wanted you to himself.
Yes, he
He's-
did.
Like we said, he's madly in love with
Yes,
you.
he
He did
is.
whatever he could.
Yes.
But the
I mean, there was
unfortunate
times that I
thing-
tried to get away from him when he wouldn't let me go.
Let me
Were
ask
you in love with him?
No, sir, I was not in love with him. I was in love with
Was-
my husband.
Was it truthful that you had stayed in the same house in your husband's bed sleeping with Tim?
Yes.
Okay, but nothing went on, no sexual acts or anything?
I think the first time he came, we did, but the last time he came, we didn't.
You know what you had told us earlier in the last interview.
Yes.
And rather than picking that apart,
Okay.
just tell us what wasn't true the last time we talked.
Yeah, where do you want me to start at? What do you
No, I
want?
mean, just anything you can think of that was a fib that we need to straighten out.
Well, he cleaned the carpets. He did. He met Fred.
So he has talked to Fred.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If he told us that he just saw a picture of him and that was it. that
He's
would
a
be-
lion. He's lying.
Okay.
He's lying.
Okay. What else?
I took him upstairs to the office, and he shook hands with my husband
What-
because I told my husband that I would. A month or so ago, I told Fred, I said, I can't keep this house clean. I can't keep the carpets clean. I said, I can't keep doing this with my neck and back and everything the way it is. I'd like to get somebody to help me. Well, who else would it be but Tim, you know? He volunteered, and I was crazy enough to let him do it, I guess.
What about the motel when you went over there? Was there truth to what the hotel people said that you were French kissing?
No, sir.
Oh,
I don't recall ever French kissing him.
well, any kind of hugging up. And,
Probably, yes, hugging, or, you know, just hugging up, or
yeah.
just, you know, he's so tall and just standing up to kiss him or whatever, yes.
Since he's told you and admitted to killing Fred, have you made any attempt? And I know that you haven't to us, but to other law enforcement, have you stopped and told anybody in trying to rectify the problem and have Tim locked up or arrested to make it right?
No.
I mean, it's been us talking, and it hasn't been to this point tonight that you have told anybody the truth.
It's the truth.
Has he come up since then and tried to set up house and say, move back here, or can I move down there with you?
Yeah,
So his memory's not that bad as far as blocking stuff
I
out.
don't think so. I
Have
think
you all talked a lot since that
No,
happened
sir.
about what took place?
No, sir. Only that one night.
What about him coming to the funeral home?
At Hardensburg,
Right.
I only remember vaguely one time looking back and seeing him. That's all I remember. I don't remember him coming up or anything.
Why did he want to come to the funeral?
I don't
Do you
know. I don't know. He's crazy. He's crazy. He would not let me go, you all.
Do you think
I was-
do you think that it's amnesia on his part that he cannot
No,
remember, or is he just not wanting to tell?
just
What
not
happened?
wanting to tell. Just not, I'm being honest. I'm going to tell
Okay,
you.
and I appreciate that. I
He's
think
been-
you are too.
We don't. You're coming a long way in what you did earlier and what you have since we first met you. We told you some things, and just like Detective Hall says, we aren't telling you some things because some things would only the killer and us
Okay.
know. But we did tell you that his watch is missing. Where did it end up?
He didn't tell me what he did with them. He said he had disposed of them. He disposed of the gun.
Where is it at?
I don't know, honey. He didn't tell me that.
Okay.
I asked him and he refused to tell me.
Do you know if he's been to that storage unit since arriving back? He's got a key at storage unit. He said that you maybe had gotten the initial lease on.
Yes, he has been there.
Okay, so we might find some stuff there.
Do you know what that number is? You're starting.
7.
Number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Who owns those stores?
Larry Butler.
That's what I thought. Okay.
It'll be, I think it's the big ones. And it's around the handle. It has been a white garage door, and they painted the same color. But it's got a metal handle, and it's white around it. But it's number 7, I think, is what it is.
Okay.
And he said he had put stuff in right there in the front. I haven't been out there, so I don't know.
How about the mailbox keys? Did you get those back? since you were
No.
in there, or?
He disposed of them too.
Is he the person that beat you up a couple of months ago?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you report that to police?
Because he told me he'd kill me.
Where was that at? Was that in this county?
Yes.
What was the date?
down at Rough River.
Was it in Breckenridge or in Grayson?
Yes, Breckenridge.
Breckenridge. Do you remember what day of the month it was?
It was still cold.
Still cold. I know he came to Myrtle Beach in March. Was it before then?
Yes,
Because the pictures are dated in March.
yes.
Okay. What was that about? What was he upset about?
So I wouldn't leave my husband.
So he thought it'd be a good idea to beat you up because you wouldn't leave your husband. How many times has he done that to you before?
Actually, just that time, and then, like I said, he forcibly grabbed me and, would just shove me. That's all.
When you said you had an open relationship with your husband, was that true?
Yes,
Did you tell him about
Tim.
Tim?
No. I couldn't break my husband.
Did he suspect that, do you think?
No.
Remember, we said we saw some phone records
Oh,
where
I
he didn't
definitely
trace
wasn't making
your.
that up. I mean, we
Oh, I know that.
stuff.
He was on.
I knew that. Oh, I knew. He done brought them down to me.
He had showed you phone records?
Yeah.
So he did know something was going on.
No, he,
You want me
the
to-
reason, there was so many different ones, and then all of a sudden these started appearing, but he didn't know why, and from Louisville. But I also had other Louisville numbers on there, such as a girlfriend of mine that I met flying, and let's see, his sister's number.
Did he talk divorce because of it?
Beg your pardon?
Did he
No,
talk about
sir. No, sir.
What about Tim repainting his truck? Were you around when he did that?
No, sir, I wasn't.
Did he tell you that he did?
No, sir, not until he pulled up and I noticed it.
And you confront him about it. Why? Did he say why? Did he get something on it? Was he afraid someone saw it? What was?
And he told me that he had heard that somebody was looking for a red beat-up pickup truck or something, so he painted it. He said he had bleached the steering wheel, but he forgot to wash the gear shift off or something. It's
What kind of guy was Fred?
magnificent. A1.
So he was good to you.
Yes, he was.
He loved you.
He loved me. And I loved him, whether you all believe me or not. I loved him.
Oh, we're speaking for him. He's not here, so we're his voices. We're trying to honor him. Where was he at when he cleaned his truck? Was that where someone else saw him? Was that Bobby's house, or where was he painting it?
I don't know if that was all done before he ever come down to my brother's. I don't know.
Bobby said that he thought that he'd gone from Myrtle Beach and went to E-Town for a really short period of time, maybe half a day and a half, something like that. Did he mention that to you?
He mentioned a place to me, but he would never tell me where it was at.
He didn't say E-Town, he just...
He said it was an unknown skaggy place.
Okay.
It was a nasty place.
Okay.
Stunk. But he never would tell me where he went to.
Huh.
No, he would not tell me. He wouldn't.
So that's weird. I wonder why with all the other things he tell you, he wouldn't tell you that.
I don't know. I'm just telling you all everything that y'all can think to ask me.
We appreciate it.
I am telling you.
Sure.
I'm telling you.
I'm not shaking my head because I don't believe you. Please don't
Okay.
think that. I'm just thinking, what in the world was this guy thinking to do that and not share it with you after he's told you so many other things? Did Mr. Bobby and Miss Fay know anything about this other than they had suspicions because they've expressed that to us, and Mr.
Probably.
Bobby's been preaching about it ever since
Yes.
the funeral,
Yeah.
but they don't have any specific knowledge.
No.
Anybody else in the family that made your daughters or anything
Nope.
like that? Who else do you think he may have spoken to that he might have shared some information to? Anybody in the world at all? Any family members, any coworkers, anything?
Mm-mm.
The ring again, was that a friendship ring or was that more? He made out like it was like a
It was a friendship ring.
He's in his mind, it's a wedding band.
He's
Even though
crazy.
you haven't had a ceremony that you are.
Oh, honey, he was in Elizabethtown in the mental health place up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that stuff to him for his birthday, trying to help him get through what he was going through, but apparently it just made it worse. Everything I tried to do to help him just made it worse. I've tried to help him.
Just like we said before, everything we do is collected and take to the courts.
Mm-hmm.
This is. You had your opportunity earlier. We said if you wanted to say the truth, or if you want to say you're sorry, or whatever it is, now's your chance.
I am sorry. I am sorry. I was wrong.
But you did take part in the phone calls.
Yes, I did take part in the phone calls.
You did talk to him that same day of Fred's death.
Yes, sir.
And that there was discussion about getting them out to the mailbox.
Yes, sir.
And that you did receive a call from Tim saying the deed had been done. He'd been killed. And at that point, you set up the scheme that going to the neighbors and make them believe that.
Yes, sir.
And I know we're repeating things, so I just want to make sure
That's
in my
okay.
mind. And that you
Just
thought
keep
by
going
getting the next door neighbor, is it Tommy?
Tommy and Karen.
To go right around, you thought.
Karen told Tommy to go right around.
But you thought he'd come back and
And
find
then he
it.
come back.
Didn't, so you knew you had to get him to the mailbox to help your story. So
Yes.
you rode with him. Said
Then when I
keys
seen
missing.
Fred's glasses laying in the mud, I just lost it.
Okay.
Tommy put me, I put me in his wife's SUV and pulled the seatbelt to me. This is what Karen told me over me and held me in there because I wanted to get Fred's glasses. And Fred and Tommy thought maybe the assailants were still there and everything. Maybe he was going to kill us or whatever, And he was just wanting to get out of there and not disturb the scene.
Okay. And don't get offended when I asked you some things.
Okay.
Like the funeral home we asked earlier. You're in the lobby, you're with the staff, and you pass out. You get up, you pass out again. But yet when you go back to the back and you see him and you lift up the sheet, you're fine. Was that an act to try and help your story?
No, it wasn't.
But yet you were able to see your husband and not pass out. And don't get me wrong, you told several fibs, so I want to make sure that I'm getting things correct this time.
Sure.
I actually had to see it to believe it.
Mhm.
But when I looked at his face and his head and everything, and then I went down and kissed his feet. And when I came back up, I just lifted the sheet off of this arm, and this arm was tore all to pieces. But this one wasn't the way I could see it. But the way I looked at his jaw, it was all out to here. I thought, I didn't know at the time that he had been shot.
Did you ask him how his arm got messed up?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say?
He said, I don't know. Maybe dragging him through the woods.
Anybody else helping Tim, or was he by himself?
He was by himself. I'm guilty of the phone calls.
Remember, the hand of one is the hand of all.
Yes.
You played a role in it. I'm not trying
Yes,
to
sir,
minimize it. but
I'm telling you.
You're not the one that physically killed Fred, but
No.
you had knowledge before and after and during.
Yes, I did, but I have to be honest now. For my children, my grandchildren, and for my own self and my family, it's time to set the story straight.
Did you know what kind of life insurance policies he had, or have you found
No,
out
sir.
since then? You said you
I
went
found
up.
out since then. Diane found out for me.
Okay.
She came upstairs,
So earlier,
but I really don't know. I can't tell you.
what's the rough ballpark?
Oh, I have no.
We talked-
I know that. See, he took his insurance when he left SLI in Mullins. I believe what he said, and I'm not for sure of this, he filled out papers, and for 18 months, I think, he could have his health insurance and life insurance continued for a premium amount.
Mhm.
And it was the same amount that it was at Mullins, and Diane said it was $186,000. That was what his salary was.
Did he have any other policies that you were?
He had one at Sears, but Diane said it was for $50,000. I don't know about Mega Man, and I don't know about any other as far as I know. There may be more, Like I said, I've never took care of the business. He has always took care of the business. I didn't even know where the cable was paid through or anything until I got the Bank of America statement, which Selena has herself. I mean, he took care of everything. I mean, I would just go stick my card in and get money, or go to Walmart or whatever and get what I want, or go shopping for him. He did start me a personal account because he felt guilty, because every time I would go buy him $950 worth of shoes, he knew what I bought him before I ever got home, because it was there on the computer.
Is that the account you're talking about with 10,000?
Yeah, that's where he put 10,000 in. I think it was 13,000, and I paid the funeral out of it.
Did you discuss this with Tim as far as what the life insurance policies were? Since you have found out, have you told him how much?
Yes.
Okay. Did he ask
But
you,
I
or
don't
you told? Why was that
He
discussed?
asked me. He asked me.
Have you tried to collect on them? You made any calls?
No. There's some numbers down there that they gave me. On one of them, I think it was the Sears. They gave me a certificate number. And the certificate number was on the other one that Diane put upstairs, but I haven't even looked at none of it or nothing. I haven't
Have you
done anything.
Has Tim asked for any money since then? Anything?
Yes, sir. I've given him money.
Since the death? Fred's death?
Yes.
How much have you given him? You talking thousands, hundreds?
$500, $600
Where did that take place?
down at Bobby's, because he said he didn't have any money.
Did he follow you all back from Myrtle Beach to here? Or
No, sir.
he didn't call you all that day, though?
Mm-mm.
He didn't do anything until 10 or 11 o'clock that night once you guys got back.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think he didn't call you?
I don't know.
Because you're with your family?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, because I came back with them. I wasn't capable of driving and or anything.
All right.
After you told Tim the amount, did he then try to say, when you get it, give me 5,000, give me 1,000? I'm just throwing numbers. I don't mean any number to be. Did he discuss
No,
trying
he
to
just
get him
wanted,
some money?
said he just wanted to take off and leave and never come back. He kept telling me he
But
wanted to
he
take
did
me
it-
away and take me away and take me way off somewhere. And I just want you to myself. I just want you to myself.
I was going to say, if he did that for you and his love for you, if that's how he shows it, whatever, I mean, I don't understand it, is he's not going to go to that trouble and then leave. He wants his prize, that being you. So, I mean, he had to be discussing where your plans were going to be, include you, and see if you'll move here with him, he can move there. There had to be something. He didn't do that and then was going to walk away from you.
He wanted to come and stay with me, you know. I told him absolutely not.
So, I mean, if we hadn't intervened, sheriff hadn't got in with our investigation and showed up here, what would have happened? Would he have moved in with you? Was that what's going to happen?
No. No.
Were you going to move back here?
Yes, sir. I'd already checked on a place down there. My son had already took me down there to Stephensport where David lived. The people that from Louisville that had Carl's parents that had the trailer and everything there, they took me down there to look at that. They wanted me to move back home, and I had agreed that I was going to move back home whenever I could.
We are caring, and a lot of people don't think so, for victims, like I say, for Fred, looking out for him for his son here. That same night, we were caring for you. You passed out on us. Is that an act, or did you pass out?
I passed out.
Okay.
I did.
So you've got some health issues.
Yes, I do. I have. I've been on Social Security since, I think, 93, 94. I had a cabinet dropped on me and it crushed the vertebrae, the L5S1 in my back. And my health has deteriorated ever since then.
And under this,
I had gastric bypass because I was overweight, 300 and some pounds. I was diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high triglycerides. My heart would beat too fast and it'd get too slow and just constant problems.
well, we're just concerned about you. I mean, one, we were there, and both Joseph and I want to make sure you're fine then. If we make arrangements for extradition, back and that goes as planned, we want to make sure that you're fine going back. If there's any conditions we need to know about getting you
I
home.
just need my pain medication because if I sit too long, since you have gastric bypass surgery, there's times that you can't ride a long ways without getting out and walking because I have the varicose veins in my legs and my legs become numb. And I have to get out and cause the circulation, just get out and stand, just be able to the doctor even told me just to do this, just to keep the blood moving in my legs. I'll be fine.
So, I mean, we're not sitting there and saying we don't care, we can get you back, but we're also looking for your welfare and getting you back home.
I know.
Asked you earlier about the sermon or the thing for Fred when the funeral wasn't really for Fred. A lot of it was directed to you, and you said you didn't remember some of Bobby's sayings. You still don't remember him talking? A lot of that was directed to you. It wasn't for Fred talking about.
Have you spoken to my brother?
No, some others have. We plan to tomorrow.
Okay.
But like I say, some of those things were directed right at you.
Will you please not tell him
Tell him
what we're discussing now?
They're going to know eventually. We're not going to tell them in detail.
Okay. I'm just trying to protect him.
But I'm telling you that just even in that funeral, you could tell even the people that were sitting around me, just like, where did that come from? And they caught it. And I know you were distraught, you're upset for the funeral, but I mean, it was like he was asking you or trying to get you to come forward then.
I don't remember, Neil, honest. I don't.
Okay. And like I say, I mean, that's a lot to go through that day. Between knowing that someone else killed your husband, plus being at the funeral. But, a lot of people were picking up on, a lot of it was directed to you to see if you would come forward, that you needed to open up. And there's some things that need to be said.
No, I don't remember it.
Okay. Anything that we haven't covered since we came back? I mean, that you wanted us to come back and talk to and get clear or straight from our last interviews or from what happened at the house. Is there anything else that we need to address? I mean, we'll be talking more, but I mean, just right now, this is your calling. You asked us to come back. We want to make sure that everything you want to tell us is being allowed to be said.
Sitting down on the porch one of the evenings, Tim told me that he would never admit to it.
How long before Fred's death?
No, that was after. It was just a couple of days ago or whatever. He kept pushing himself on me, and I kept backing off and backing off and backing off. And he would make a way to get me in the same automobile with him to go to the grocery store. I mean, my sister-in-law's paralyzed. My brother's not healthy. I've done everything I can do for him. I've even come and stayed months at a time with him. And
do you think that it has bothered him since you murdered your husband?
No.
Has he been acting differently?
He told me, he had told me that I was acting differently. Do you feel differently about me? Are you angry with me? I did it for you. I did it for me. I did it for us. And then I would walk up in the yard with my dog, and he would pick up my dog and bring him to me, and he would just try to, just rub on me, and then I would just freeze, knowing what he had done, knowing what I had done.
That's what I was going to ask. How do you feel with yourself knowing that you had kind of helped arrange this?
Unforgivable. Unforgivable.
I questioned earlier, and you didn't understand me, and you thought I said jewelry, but the jurors, think they'll understand a little bit more now, hearing your side versus not hearing it earlier.
Neil,
even though it's not,
I'm still guilty, honey.
I know, but at least they see there's some remorse. They know that you're at least standing up and saying what.
I loved my husband and he loved me, and I just lost
None
him.
of it brings him back.
No, nothing. It's unforgivable. I said, you know what, I meant that by him not being able to hug me and tell me he loved me and how he took care of me and done things for me and everything. And God, it's unforgivable. I just want to die. Just give me the death penalty. I don't care. I just know that I'm responsible. I don't know what else to say to you all. I'm guilty. I don't want a jury trial. I don't want nothing. Just bring the judge in here and let me tell him I'm guilty. Please. I just want to get it over with. I don't want to put my family through this. It is enough what I did. It's enough for my family and my children and my grandchildren. It's enough. It's enough. Please, it's enough. I plead guilty. Oh, God. Forgive me, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm guilty. I don't want a trial. I don't want a lawyer. I want to be sentenced. And if it's a death penalty, I want it tomorrow.
Well, it's not gonna
I don't want a layover. I don't want no 10 years layover. I don't want it. I'm guilty of my husband's death.
Do you think that you could have prevented his death?
No. I think eventually it would have happened anyway because he kept on and on and on and on and on.
But that night, you could have not sent him to the mailbox, right? You could have not told him to go check the mail.
Yeah.
And told him what was going on. And
yes.
So ultimately, if you think about it the way Neil has mentioned,
Yeah, the way Neil's putting it to me, yes, sir.
you could have kept him from.
I think,
that night.
or he would have killed both of us, one or the other.
He loved you. He wasn't going to kill you.
I don't think he loves me.
He does.
I've never seen that kind of love. I know what love
In
is.
his mind, he loves you.
My husband loved me. I know my husband loved me, and I loved my husband. We didn't fight. We didn't quarrel. He traveled. I traveled with him. I've lived in foreign countries. I've spent a lot of time by myself.
Your comment at the funeral home, was that a cry for help when you said you could see it in my eyes that I cared and you wanted us to find the killer? Did you know that ultimately we would be finding the killer and that would
Yes.
be you?
I did. I wanted you to. There was even a day that I wanted you to come to the house, and I prayed to Jesus, let him come and let me just tell him. Do you all know what I've been living with? Now it's all out.
Yes, ma'am. That's what we're trying to say with him.
Can't you tell now the peace?
Yes, ma'am.
We still got one more thing to take care of, and that's Timmy. And that you're the person that's going to do that. You're going to do your part for Fred now.
Okay.
We've done everything. We've led it all the way up. So whenever we take him to trial,
Okay.
you're going to be the person that says, that's the man that told me he was going to kill Fred Engel. That's the man that called me after Fred Engel was dead and told me he'd done. That's the man that beat me up in the winter of 2008. We're going to put his
2007.
2007. We're going to put his ass in the penitentiary for the longest day he ever lives, and you're going to help us do that because that's what you owe to Fred.
I owe my husband everything.
So you got to tell the story one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you know, I want to say that there may be things that I'll remember
Oh, you've done
that
great.
will come back that I may not have mentioned that I will mention.
You'll have ample time to
I know.
get a notebook, write down things that you forgot.
I didn't ask for that. Nobody would give me nothing.
When you come back to Horry County, or if you're riding with us, maybe we'll give you one and let you write whatever you want going home if that's what you want to do.
Did you look under the mattress of my bed?
We glanced. I mean, we didn't.
I mean, did you lift the mattress
Back in
up?
Myrtle Beach?
Huh?
In Myrtle Beach?
Yes.
I don't recall
I didn't, unless
what
you did.
was there.
There's some stuff in there.
Like what?
I can't remember really what it is. Something about
paperwork
Tim.
or?
No, it's about something he gave me or something.
You think it's something he wrote you a letter?
I think so. I think it. No.
I mean, it's not like
this was way before and everything. Things had.
So it's not like the gun from this or whatever you're talking about.
No,
the rope or whatever
nothing
that
like
was.
that. No, it's from prior months.
When he said, and we'll quit this in a minute, but it's been thought of something else. When you said that he bleached his steering wheel and forgot to clear his knob or something, shifter, why was he doing that? What got on there? Did
Blood.
he see blood or he just
He had blood all over his hands. He said his hands was covered. He had on a pair of coveralls, a camouflage pair of coveralls.
Did he have gloves or anything like that?
No, he did not have no gloves, sir.
Did he mention anything?
He had a white cord or something, some kind of white thing.
How about the shoes he was wearing? Did he mention that?
It was his work boots,
Any gloves?
and he no gloves. And then he disposed of all of it, and he would not tell me where. He will not tell me where.
Do you think there's anything in your storage unit?
Beg your
Do
pardon?
you think there's anything in that storage unit of yours?
No, because he told me he disposed of all of it.
But you said he's been in there since.
He's put stuff in there. You can go look. I don't, but I know that he told me sitting on the porch when I was asking him the questions, and he didn't want to answer it, and I forced him. And he said he had disposed of the keys, the watch, the boots, and camouflage coveralls, and I'm thinking what else he said to me.
We told you some stuff while we were there and said about a red truck, or we were trying to let you know when at first we weren't sure if it was the next door neighbor that
The
did.
next door neighbor told me first.
We were trying to figure out if
So
you.
like Tom, or we're talking about the kid with the
Yeah, the-
JT.
We're trying to figure out. We were looking at him, but we started telling you about the red truck and all. Did you tell Tim that we were looking for a red truck? Is that why he painted it? When you said someone told him.
I think somebody else mentioned it, but I may have mentioned it.
Okay.
I'm not vaguely
Just so we
remembering.
know where it came from. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm just trying to see where. you might
I
have
probably
heard it from.
told him yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
You think anything else you want to cover right now? Sure.
You just one last thing. You think if Tim was here that he would admit to his part if you would be the key to getting to him, do you think?
Yeah. Yes, sir, I do.
Would you be willing to confront him and say, here's what happened, I told what happened, I told that I made the phone calls, I told this, that, and the other. You might as well go ahead and tell your part. Would you do that?
Yes, I will.
And I don't know that we will. I wanted to know.
Yes, I will. I will.
But he's been in a mental institution, or he's been in somewhere
Well,
for.
he's been treated for mental depression, and he was in what is that place called in Elizabethtown?
Life Springs,
Yep.
Part of the hospital?
Yeah, he was in that, and then they transferred him to another place.
Okay, so he had an extended stay there, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know you're not
And
saying.
he switched around medications. He didn't stay on the same medication. He'd go to take this and take that, and I tell him that's not good, you know.
Anybody that does that's not thinking rationally to begin with, or that night they're not. But if we take that out of the picture, let's forget that happened.
Take what out of the picture, honey?
Fred's death. Okay. It's hard to do, but let's set that aside for right now. Tim, on a daily basis, can he make rational decisions?
No.
Do you know right from wrong?
Yes. Go, you all ask me all you want.
No, I mean, you've spent a long day for all of us. Let you rest
I want
up.
to continue to
Well, I mean,
finish it.
like I said, if there's anything, because you know what was told that wasn't truthful, rather than us go through the whole thing again, that's why we kind of open it up for you and let you tell us. So you know what we haven't covered that needs to be changed, if anything does. But if not, I was going to say we've got a long day. We've got extradition hearings in the morning. You know, we'll come back again in the morning if there's anything else.
What
that
happens
needs
if he pleads extradition?
It's just a formality.
Oh, okay.
Our solicitor's office will talk to our governor's office. He
Okay.
talks to Kentucky governor's office, and it happens.
More likely, it just prolongs the inevitable. That you know,
Okay.
instead of going back sooner, you wait a little bit longer.
Can you go ahead and take me back?
If that's what you want to do, and you express that to the judge, and they're willing to let you do it. I know back in our state that they will let you go. They may have some other reason, or
It's the right thing to do, isn't it, Mr. Todd?
Sherry,
I have to be completely right. You either have to be completely right with everything and tell it and do everything right, or not do anything at all.
rather than us inform you, sleep on it. Listen to that judge tomorrow,
yes.
and weigh that in the decision of what you want to do. And we'll make arrangements either way that you want to do. If you want to go back sooner than later, we'll do that. We may end up being here tomorrow interviewing. Like I said earlier, once the neighborhood found, there's a lot of people who want to talk to us. So between that hearing, doing some other things, interviews, we probably won't pull out till the following day. You know, and if that's suitable with you and that judge, that'll be it. If not, and by his reasoning or yours, that you elect to fight it, then we'll make arrangements when the time comes for that.
And one thing you got to think about is your family loves you. Regardless of what's happening in the circumstance, they love you. And if you go and just vanish with us within 36 hours, it's going to be on them to come down to see you. So it might be in your best interest to stay a few days and let them come in and talk with you and pray with you and kind of get things right on this end before you come down, because you're going to be
But
staying.
they can't touch me or anything, can they? Visitation or anything?
I'm not certain about that, Sherry. I know there are times I think that they do have contact visits, and I don't know what
Could you help anyway in that?
The only whatever their policies are, it may depend on the seriousness of the charge. They may not even have contact visits. I'm not certain.
What if I don't want any visits at all?
Then you do not have to have any visits. That's your option. That's
I mean, I don't
totally
want
up
to
to
hurt
you.
them any more than I've already hurt them.
Right, and that is
And
right.
I don't want to be screaming and crying and breaking them down.
Well, you know they care about you.
I love my family,
You know they're going to be concerned for you.
but let them know I'm okay.
Oh, we will, but you're going to be the best judgment on what's best for you in that kind of situation.
No, I'm just
If you
not
want to
ready
come
for it
back with
yet.
us, we'll try to work that out. If you want
I'm
to stay a
not
little
ready
while,
for it yet.
we can handle that.
Just please make sure I'm in a cell, that there's no smoking and all that.
Yeah,
It's just killing me.
At our jail anyway, you can't do that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, once we get back.
When we conclude this, then we'll discuss. Concludes the interview. Time's approximately 00:15 hours, May 6th, 08.